Hi there, it's Rose. Welcome to my channel. Today I am here to share what I created or die cut for the Open Collab hashtag Let's Do Die Cutting Monday. And as I mentioned, this is an open collab. It is hosted by Kathy's Creative Crafts and More and Tree Craft On. So please be sure to visit my description box below and check out their channels and also follow along that hashtag so you can see what everyone is die cutting or punching out for some die cuts for their stash or to share with crafty friends. So what I have done for this week is I've taken out some Stampin' Up supplies that I haven't used in a while, really wanted to dust them off and go ahead and do some die cutting and punching. And what I used for my die cutting is this Curvy Keepsake box, and it's a thinlit die set. And this die actually cuts half of the box, so you cut it out twice and it makes the full box, and I'll show you some samples and how it goes together really easily. I love this die. I used it several times when I first got it, and then like a lot of things I put it aside and moved on. But I love that it makes these little mini boxes. So I thought I would kind of get a jump start on some treat boxes, maybe for Halloween or even for Christmas, and some for just any time that I used some plain paper on. Along with this die set comes these little label dies, and they're just perfect for cutting out little labels to add to your little curvy keepsake box. You can stamp in a little to or from, or you can write it in, and they're just adorable. So I use these for some of the leftover paper after I cut out the boxes. And then I also brought in some punches again, so I could get a jump start on using all the scraps from the papers when I created the box. So here's one of the punches. It's like a scallop oval. Here's one that's like a tag, a circle, and a little label punch. And so I really utilized all the scraps and made sure that I didn't waste any paper, and I didn't find myself with a bunch of scraps that I was going to have to file away. I really wanted to use up everything, every piece of the paper that I used to make the die cuts. So I cut out a lot of labels and then some of those others that I punched out. So let's get into it. I'll show you how quickly and cute these boxes come together, and then we'll look at some of my punches and other dies. So one of the things that I really love about a collab like Die Cutting Monday is that it really gets you to, once you've taken out and decided on stamps or punches, it really gets you in the mood to crank out a lot of those and really pull out your pattern paper, your solid colored cardstock, and really kind of get into building up your stash. And that's really what I have done this week with these little boxes, and then some of the tags and other little embellishments. So as I mentioned, that this box comes together with 2 runs of that die. You need to run it through twice, and then you have two halves of the little box. And what I like to do is just go ahead and, you know, the pieces are already scored, but just sort of give them a good fold. And then the parts that are the box, you can take a bone folder, but I really just use my fingers and sort of help them to start bending in the direction that they will ultimately go when the box is put together. So I kind of just sort of sweep my thumb and my finger through it and sort of make that little curved shape. You don't have to do this, but it just helps to put the box together a little bit more easily. So I do that with both pieces and kind of get them going in that direction. And then what I do is sort of lay them out together, and this is the way that they will go in, just one sitting inside of the other. So in this case, you can use score tape, you can use any kind of double-sided tape. I would recommend a strong tape as opposed to using a glue, because I think it'll hold better. This is actually the Stampin' Up! Tearin' tape, and what I love about it, similar to the score tape, is you just can kind of eyeball it and tear it across. You don't have to really struggle with this tape. It's really, that's why I think they call it tearing tape, because it's just so easy to use. Score tape will work the same way. And I just, you know, kind of eyeballing where I want to have those pieces down and add them to the bottom portion of half of the box. And then you just remove that top layer of the tape. Comes together pretty quickly. Now, I haven't purchased anything from Stampin' Up! In a while, so I'm not sure if this box die is still available, or you may have to get it on eBay or one of those other sites if you're interested in this particular die. But I know the nice thing about Stampin' Up! Is they're always coming out with new. The unnice thing about Stampin' Up! Is that they retire things pretty quickly. And so if you don't kind of grab something right away, you can, you know, kind of miss out and have to buy it on through one of the other sites. But then it's just as simple as putting the bottom of one of the halves, matching that up as best you can with the bottom of the other half that has the tape, and it may involve a little wiggling there to kind of get it lined up just right. And then you will start to fold up those edges again. Now, the way the box comes together is that these two center flaps with the little handle portion go down first, and then these two ends that have the slits go right over the handles. And there's a little notch there that sort of locks that in place. And then you just take the other one and do the same thing, slide it over the top, and you'll kind of feel that little notch kind of grab the paper. And that is the little curvy box. So it's really just adorable. It's great for little treats. It's great for, you know, if you're giving someone, you know, maybe a little piece of jewelry and you don't have a gift box for that size. Just a lot of different things that would just be fun to put in a little box this shape. I love the shape of it. I just think it's adorable. And so I wanted to get it back out and use it again. So here's one that I've put together. And then what I did was I made one with a little pumpkin face, just because I thought it would be cute for Halloween, in orange paper, and just stamp that little jack-o'-lantern face on either side there. So I cut out quite a lot, some in solids and then some in pattern paper. And with a 12 by 12 sheet of pattern paper, you can get 2 full boxes. So with one sheet of 8.5 by 11, you're going to get 1 full box, and then you'll have some extra. And that's why I did a lot of the cutting of the circles and the scallop I cut some dies, and then these shapes I punched out. But just to kind of go through and show you what I already cut. Now, what my thought is, with rather than putting these all together and having a bunch of pre-made boxes, I just thought I would leave them flat in my stash, and then as I need a box or want to create something, here's some with Christmas paper, they'll be ready to go. Here's some like a lime green, which again would be fun for Halloween, and some orange and yellow. And then I was thinking about doing some for summer, so I selected some of these pinks and corals and lavenders. The little dies that come with that Curvy Keepsake box make these little tags. I did some in white and orange, and just just going through and using the scraps from the paper that I cut these out of. I went through and ran it through the dies and made some of that little oval and then some of the square. And then these are a fun little die shape or little tag shape that I can just punch a hole in. And again, these are cute for packages because the back is white and you can just add the to and from there. Here's one that's a little label. So these are great for embellishments too. And of course, the little scalloped oval. And some circles. So all in all, it was a lot of fun creating and getting out this Curvy Keepsake die, some of my Stampin' Up punches that I haven't used in a while, and just doing die cutting and punching this Monday. So I hope you enjoyed taking a look. Thanks again to Kathy and to Tree for hosting this really fun open collab every Monday. If you're new to my channel, I hope you will consider hitting that subscribe button and ringing the bell notification so you are notified every time I upload a new video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.